Our building consumes about 40% of energy, and with our emission threatening to permanently change of our climate, we need more efficient, better, greener cities. We can start being smarter with what we have: passive solar building, transit, private pedal power, identity living, and telewalking. But our food production is still a long way from most of the people who live in cities built on the best arable land.
Vertical farming takes it to a whole new level, so to speak. Obviously, the vertical part is the first step. Everything else stems from that. Instead of growing plants in a big horizontal fields, you grow them in racks stacked on top of each other. Basically, do for farming what high-rise apartment building did for housing. Growing plants in towers give you a lot more production for your footprint. It solves other problems too. Moving plants indoors means they are not at the mercy of weather and other environmental factors like say drought or smoke. We don't need to convert more wildness to extensive farmland and better control runoff fertilizers and pesticides into waterways. Hydroponics is one way to grow plants indoors, meaning that root sits in nutrient-rich water. No dirt as a bonus that actually reduces water use. One study found that hydroponics produce more lettuce with 90% less water. There's also aeroponics where the roots get sprayed with a mist of that nutrient-laden water. Aeroponics use 70% less water than hydroponics. However, you need more than net water to grow plants indoors. When it comes to vertical farming, the energy use can be much greater than horizontal farming. Climate control system including air circulation, water pump and sensors all require electricity. And then there's lighting. Despite many gardeners signing these portions, there isn't sunlight indoors. How you get this can make or break the cost of the whole operation compared to regular farming. Remember that field has a free source of lighting, the sun. So many vertical farmers use artificial lights. Traditionally, they use the grow lights which produce the full spectrum of visible electromagnetic radiation. It turns out that chlorophyll mostly responds to two narrow bands of red and blue light, meaning a lot of the grow light's energy is wasted, especially the heat they give off, which can actually hurt plants. So modern vertical farms often use light emitting diodes instead. Three things make LEDs great for vertical farming. 1. They give off very little heat. 2. They use way less energy than incandescent or fluorescent bulb. And thus, LEDs can be engineered to put out very specific colors of light. This means you can dial in LEDs to exactly the colors that chlorophyll like best for the plant to grow and flourish. There are already a few companies trying to make vertical farming work. One uses old bomb shelters in London, another uses warehouse in Newark, New Jersey, where they stack plants 36 feet high and carefully monitor all the vital variables to keep the best growing conditions. Right now, vertical farming is still more expensive than conventional agriculture given that whole free sunlighting. But there are other advantages to remember, like using less water. And because vertical farms can be in cities, you burn less fossil fuels to get fresh, tasty salad greens to restaurants and grocery stores. So who knows, maybe a high rise here you will literally start to blossom, streaming your need to get up so early for those farmers market.